What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bang Pow Boom vinyl. It was available in advance for those in attendance at Hallowicked in Detroit on the 31st of October. Available for everybody else on November 16th. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Right off the bat, you can see this is the blue cover. So you might be wondering, which version is this? Is there other versions? As far as I know, this is the only cover. This is the only version being released. But we're going to dive into a little bit more on that in just a second here. Actually, we'll go ahead and do it right now. Again, this is the front. We'll go ahead and flip it over to the back. Very much like the blue version of Bang Pow Boom if you bought the CD, except for one huge noticeable difference. Track 2 is the triple threat mix, and you may be wondering what that is. If you don't own the nuclear version of Bang Pow Boom, which is the one with the gold and the silver, this was track 2 for the nuclear version. It took the second track of all three versions, red, blue, and green, and it mixed them together. So when you listen to this vinyl, there is no bonus track. You get the triple threat mix, which to me, you ask me, they shouldn't have done the blue version. They should have made this gold. This should have been the nuclear version without being the nuclear version, if that makes sense. They should have had the gold cover, the gold back, with the gold track listing of the nuclear version without it being the nuclear version. And that to me is the way they should have done the Bang Pow Boom release, because there's probably a lot of people out there that are confused. Is there green and is there a red? Is there just the blue? Is it the blue version like the CD? So no, it's a blue cover, but it's basically the track list of the first disc of the nuclear edition if you have the nuclear edition of the CD. If that makes sense. I hope I explained that very well to everybody. So let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. We open her up. Bang Pow Boom. I think it's cool how they did this inside right here. They basically took all the pictures. One of the other things that made the CD's versions different is each one had a little booklet with different pictures in it, little photo shoots in there. So basically, to get all of the photo shoots, you had to get all three versions. Or if you got the nuclear version, it had a book that had all of the pictures. And here what they did is just basically made like a, I'm just going to say a collage, if you will, of all of those. So I don't know if this was a poster that was ever released. If anybody knows, let me know. But as far as I know, this is new to the vinyl, as far as I know. So kind of cool that they did that. Now, big complaint right here for me, this actually does not open and contain one of the discs. Both of the discs are crammed right here on this side, which I absolutely do not like. Pulling out isn't so much an issue. Okay, pulling out is an issue. I don't like the way this is fucking crammed in here. Absolutely hate this. And it's even tougher to pull it in. As you can see, I've kind of tore this sleeve up a little bit trying to get it in there. So I'm just going to pull one of the discs out of their sleeve to show you, bam, that blue. See, and again, I mean, they could have done a gold one, but on the same hand, if they just did the cover gold and then did these discs, maybe have a third of it blue, a third of it red, and the other third of it green, that to me would have been cooler. Because again, this is probably confusing. People are like, okay, this is the blue version of the album. Is there a red? Is there a green? Unfortunately, no. It's themed after the blue one, which, okay, blue's my favorite color, so I'm okay with that. But on the same hand, again, as far as the different versions of Bang Pow Boom, because that was pretty much the first album in their discography to have multiple versions other than just a cover, you know, because the multiple covers was not new. That was something they did with The Great Maliko and obviously Amazing Jekyll Brothers. But this is the first time they did full on, like, this version has this track, this version has this track, you know. It's the first time they did different versions like that. And so to try to throw that into a vinyl, that may have people wondering, is there differences? Is there more vinyls? That went in a lot easier. I fucking hyped up how difficult it was to stick it in, and it was a lot harder to pull it out. Guy problems. So that is the Bang Pow Boom vinyl. Again, should have been gold. should have themed the discs a little bit better. To try not to make this too much of a complaint, I think the inside is dope. I love the way they did this. This is dope. This is absolutely dope to me. There's just things I would have done differently for this release because of the way it was released on disc. So that is the Bang Pow Boom vinyl review. Stick around for the little sample at the end. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
What? No way, dude. You know how many kids died there?
No way.
I should have known you guys would be a bunch of baby pussies about it. Fuck that. I'm afraid.
You don't even know where it's at.
Yes, I do. Then where is it then? Off the trail, there's a pond where maybe the children die.